What's up, everybody? Polish Pete back again, up visiting my friends here in Baxter, Minnesota. I'm in the Buzz studio currently, checking out some of the newest offerings from our friends at St. Croix Rod. That's right, both of these new families that we're going to talk about today are made in Park Falls, Wisconsin. So they're made in the USA rods, and they both hit two opposite ends of the spectrum. We're talking about extreme value, and then we're talking about the bougie of the bougiest, the high end. If you don't care, you just want the best rod in the world, we'll get to those ones in a minute. But then if you're price conscious like I am, and you're more into getting the best bang for your buck, and you want to support that US manufacturing, the St. Croix Premier has been updated for 2025. They're already out right now, so you can go get your hands on these, and they are nice. Let me tell you, it is still SE2 carbon fiber, which is St. Croix's proprietary carbon fiber blend that these blanks are made out of. They are light, they are sensitive. These blanks now feature their TET technology, which is advanced tapering. So there's actual better tapers, better actions in these rods than they previously were. Once again, like I said, made in the USA, and these are coming in at price points of rods that are usually made overseas. You got full cork handles on these, and like I said, you're getting extreme bang for your buck on these. These rods have been around since I believe it's 1957 that the Premier family landed in the retailers coming from Park Falls, Wisconsin, and they're still here today, and they're still providing extreme value. Now we're going to step away from the value
Hold
side.
on, Pete, 5-year warranty on that beauty.
That's right. Thanks, Jeremy Smith, for shouting that out. Don't forget, folks, St. Croix has one of the leading warranties on the entire market. When it comes to fishing rods and warranties, St. Croix is known for doing a great job taking care of their customers. These ones feature a 5-year warranty. So if you have any concerns whatsoever about getting out and catching a pile of fish of these and having any issues, you'll be protected by St. Croix's 5-year warranty on these. Next up, we're going into the premium of the premium right now out of that Park Falls location, and that would be the new Legend X2. So these are absolutely beautiful. I got to check these out at the ICAST show in Orlando, Florida. First time I got to put my hands on them. This is my first time since they landed up here in Baxter that I got to touch them. They feature right out of the gate, right away, you want to look, and this is a new modern flare on a handle system. And I do love the fact that St. Croix is now getting into proprietary handles. For a long time, this industry was kind of plagued with like 4 or 5 different mass manufactured handles that were on all rods. So it was hard to differentiate why you're spending so much extra money on certain rods or the other. St. Croix has definitely stepped that up, and they're in-house designing and engineering and manufacturing their own proprietary handles. They're skeletonized aluminum chucks on these in both casting and spinning models here. So they're lighter weight, carbon fiber reel seats. The chuck is aluminum, but the rest of the reel seat here is carbon fiber. They use, I'm sure you've heard some of this before from the folks at St. Croix and the folks here at Linder Media, talk about help me out, Jeremy.
You got it.
Anthropomorphic, right? Anthropomorphic, which is the study of hands. It's the shape of your hand when you're holding something. Anthropomorphics, that's what it was. So you hold this rod and you get an extreme feel of, it's a scientific study of how your hand would most comfortably feel holding on to something and give you the most power and the most leverage. So this reel seat has a lot of science behind it, and it does feel, this particular rod, I will tell you, since I became familiar with St. Croix's Trigon handles, that's what they call this handle style, this is the one that the light bulb went off for me. When you pick this one up and you hold it in your hand, you can feel that it fits in your hand perfectly. When you close your hand, it's more of a triangle than it is a circle. And a lot of reel seats or reel handles are going to be round. This is a triangle, so the thinner part's on the bottom there, and it does fit in your hand much nicer. And it does give you a lot of blank contact on this one. I'm a handle forward person. So any of you that have followed me at all in any of my videos know that I love to hold my hand above the reel seat. Makes the tip section lighter, gives me more power, more leverage, lets me use my arm a lot more than just my wrist. This rod gives you that and the aid of being able to get blank contact up here because you're touching one of the highest end blanks ever made. This is a SE7 carbon fiber blank. They're using a graphene, they call it, scrim That's one of the layers in this new graphite composite blend here and this one that makes this rod much more dense than the previous models, which allow them to run thinner carbon fiber scrim on it. So this is lighter, 17% lighter, and much, much more durable than previous carbon fibers. This blank feels alive. That's all I would say. More than any of the features, like titanium framed Torzite guides, which are some of the highest guides you can buy, period, on the market. I would honestly tell anybody who wants to check these out to just focus on the feel of this blank, how snappy and alive it feels. It's the first thing. Jeremy Smith actually got these on the water. I haven't been on the water with them yet, hence why I'm calling this a preview, not a review. These things feel so snappy and so alive. You just have to be picked up to justify it. You have to try it for yourself. Pick these things up. You're going to see what I'm talking about. The last feature I want to touch on these is in the back of the handles, not only on the spinning, but you'll also see it on the casting models here, because that's right, they make both spinning and casting. This is like a flip and stick here, a 7.6 medium, heavy, moderate, so rod after my own heart here. But they feature a trigger on the the rear of the rod handle on both spinning and casting, and that is an ergonomic placement of that there. So when you grab the back of the rod here, you have a kind of a spot for your finger to rest. It kind of looks like strange at first when you're looking at it, like why is that there? When you actually pick it up and you start casting with it, you will notice a difference there. It's actually my favorite feature of these Trigon handles that they talked about. When I first picked it up on, I believe, the physics rods, I was able to roll cast, and it does lay perfectly on your finger there. It almost gives you another just little pivot point to kind of get a little bit more snap on your cast out there when you're making roll casts or shorter casts like that, or long casts over your head as well. So if you're in the market for the best of the best, the super high end, you want to look at one of these. We'll touch on that warranty again. We go from a 5-year with that Premier to when you go to the high buck rods here like this guy, you're going to a 15-year warranty. So you have a long, long time of worry-free fishing on your hands when you go ahead and get your hands on one of the brand new St. Croix Legend X2s.